Hello, and welcome to Bear Necessities. My name is Bear, and today we're going to go over what to do at level 50. So, you just finished up grouping or questing, and you hit level 50, but what do you want to do now? Well, there's a ton of options, but I want to go over some potential quests, and also some zones that you may want to grind at level 50, as well as just some other options to kind of keep you playing EverQuest 2. Even after you've hit max level. The first thing that I want to start with are some really important heritage quests that are best in slot for different classes in tier 5. I'll talk a little bit about each one and why that item is good. Please make sure to use EQ2 for walkthroughs. I'll link to the heritage quest timeline in the description below. But the first thing that you want to do for these heritage quest is get your crafter to level 9, since it is required for a few of these. So first, let's start with Flowing Black Silk Sash, or the Teachings of Yoru. This starts at Windstalker Village in Antonica. Everything for this quest will be green at level 50. I think the final mob is a 45 triple up arrow. So if you can heal in DPS or you're a pet class, you can pretty much easily solo this, but if you can't, it's definitely doable, trioable, but you can take more people along if you'd like. Having a druid or a sorcerer during this part actually helps quite a bit, because you do have to run around a bit, and the ports are nice. The reason that the Flowing Black Silk Sash is so good is it has 5 cast speed, and it also has Warn Haste, and pretty good stats for level 50. So it's probably going to be best in slot for most people for all of tier 5. Next, the Golden Afridi boots, or Gebs. These start in Lava Storm from a goblin named Charlie Ashlash. It's kind of in the first little area after you go through the first tunnel. You have to have goblin language to get the quest. So if you didn't do Runny Eye, or if you didn't finish your goblin language quest, you'll need to do that. One place you can easily do that is on an island on the north side of Antonica. There's really low level goblins there, so you can kill those, finish your quest, and then run and get the saving. The quest is called Saving Souls. The reason that Golden Afridi boots are so good is they have this really good proc on them that gives 5 potency, and it also gives you power and power over time. So even without the potency proc, the power proc is just really needed in raids or longer fights, but the potency just makes it best in slot for pretty much every class. Next is the Screaming Mace. So the starter for the Screaming Mace actually drops off of a mob named Agony near the Temple of Khazak-Thul. Then you can kind of just go into CT and finish the whole quest. I have a playthrough on my channel that I'll link to in the description. But you can kill Agony over and over again to get everyone the starter, and then just run in and do the quest. Getting this done kind of early on, while there's still a lot of people that are leveling up in Khazak-Thul, is actually really awesome, because there will be multiple instances of the Temple of Khazak-Thul, which means you'll be able to go in and get a lot of the named kills that you need for the Screaming Mace. The reason that Screaming Mace is really good, it has another proc that gives you power. It also gives you some primary stats, so that's a minor DPS increase, and it also does some dehating as well. However, it doesn't have the greatest rating, so when it comes to melee, this may not be the best option, but when it comes to, the majority of casters, healers, and even rangers, this is a really good proc, and it'll keep your power up and give you some added DPS. So the next few are kind of optional, but I'll go into them just because they are pretty good items. One is Tobrin's Mystical Eye Patch. The quest is called An Eye for Power, and you get it on the Everfrost docks. The first part is soloable. You just got to gather these shards. Once you do that, you do have to kill some named mobs, so you do need to group up for the rest. And it has pretty good stats for casters and healers. It also has Warn C Invis, I believe, but that's just, whatever. So doing this is not a bad idea. In a similar vein, in Lava Storm, there's a quest in the Shrine of Thunder called the Lost Legend of Lava Storm that gives you the Crown of King Trainix, and it's got pretty good stats for melee. It also has some worn effects, but I don't think they're that big of a deal. The final two I really want to talk about are very useful items, but they're not required at all. One is the Mana Stone. So this quest is called Stiletto's Orders Intercepted. The reason why it's called that is you actually have to find it's a named Ratanga in the Thundering Steppes that wanders kind of near the Cove of Decay and the Shrine of Decay, which is where all the gnolls are, and you have to kill him to get this. Essentially, it's just like a little envelope. You inspect that, and then you get the quest. The reason that the Mana Stone is so good, and I would recommend everyone do it, even though it's kind of optional, is it's just a clicky that converts HP to power. I was honestly using this all the way like 5 expansions into the last TLE, so it's a very useful item, and it's super soloable at level 50. Finally, one of the most optional items is there's a quest called Fumbi Stolen Goods, which gives you a bag, which is I think 33 slots. It's called the Bag of Sown Evil Eye, and it used to, a long time ago, it had 100% weight reduction, which is what was really nice about it. But now it's just got some extra slots. So if you need those extra slots, make sure to pick it up. It's an Enchanted Lands. I don't know if you need Goblin language for it as well, but it is from a Goblin. There are a couple level 40 mobs to kill towards the end. So if most people could solo it, but if you can't, then pretty easily doable or treeable. Outside of doing these heritage quests to get some upgrades, there are a few zones that you can grind to get upgrades as well. I'm just going to mention 2 of the most popular ones. I know there are some other level 50 zones as well. But one is Neck 2, or Nectropost the Return. The way that you get access to Neck 2 is doing Nectropost Castle 1 first. Once you kill Everling at the end, you'll get access, or you'll get the access quest. It's called Putting Maltena to Rest. You have to travel around a little bit, visit some graves, then when you come back, you have access. One thing to keep in mind about Neck Castle is the trash in here and just the mobs in general are not like super pushovers, so you're not going to be able to just pull like tons and tons and tons of mobs if you're a fresh level 50 and don't have, full experts and things like that. But if you do, you can kind of go through it pretty quickly. There's some primarily really good gear drops in here, so plate, chain, cloth. However, there are a few jewelry items and some charms as well. These are all level 50 items, so really good stats. Next is Icy Dig. You'll see people asking for Icy Dig groups often, or forming Icy Dig groups. There's a quest chain that gives you access to Icy Dig. I'll put the link in the description for it. It's definitely worth doing the quest because I think the second or third quest in the chain gives you a really nice cloak that's pretty much best in slot for almost every class. And there's some really good jewelry drops, as well as just other random drops in Icy Dig as well. So definitely worth doing. Be very careful in here as well, because some of the trash is just hits super hard. So gotta spam those heals and watch out for some of the roamers. They're actually not meant to be killed. I think you can kill them, but they're really not meant to be killed. They're meant to be avoided. So if you do opt to kill them, be ready to heal really hard. Outside of Heritage Quest and looping some group dungeons, you can also join a raiding guild. Getting on a raid team is actually really fun. Of course, the social aspect of EQ2 is a big part of the game. There's a few places I would go if you want to join a raid guild. there is an in-game browser, so whenever you want to join a guild, I think it's just you just press U. If you're not in a guild, it'll pop up this in-game guild browser, and you'll be able to see what guilds are recruiting, if they raid, if they don't raid. A lot of people put their raid times in their description as well, so it's a pretty good place to find like-minded people as well, to do group stuff with, as well as raid. Another place, and I almost hate recommending this, but everyone uses it. I don't love this site because I feel like it's kind of buggy sometimes, and there's weird delays, and sometimes submitting your kills and putting the time zones in is, I don't know, it's just a little confusing. But there is a progression site I'll link to in the description, and it shows what guilds have killed different raid mobs in the tier, and so you can always look at that, and if you see a guild that is, maybe you want to join a guild that's killing everything, maybe you want to join a guild that's killing just a few things, and you can help learn the other encounters with them. You'll be able to see at least the guilds that are posting their kills there. There are some guilds that don't, so keep that in mind. But if you want to join anything from a really experienced raid to a newer raid, you will be able to see some of those people who are posting those kills there. So yeah, just take a look at the site, do some research into the guild, and then try to join up. I will say a lot of the guilds at the top are often already have full raids, but it never hurts to ask. Sometimes there's openings, and yeah, so join a raid guild. Finally, if none of that sounds fun and you don't want to do heritage quests, you don't want to do any of the in-game grouping, you don't want to do raids, there's always crafting. For the crafters out there, maybe you got to level 50 adventurer, but you're still level 10 crafter or 15 crafter or whatever. You can spend your time getting to max level. You can go out and gather and utilize those resources to do work orders, rush orders, and grind your way up to level 50 crafter. And then finally, the last option is just to make an alt. We're only 1 month into the expansion, so we've got 3 more months left. So you can create a new character. Maybe you got level 50 and you like your class, but maybe you're not sure you want it to be your main. Maybe you made a healer and now you're thinking, maybe I want to be a DPS, or maybe I want to be a support, or maybe I want to be a tank. So you've got plenty of time to start alts and level up to 50 again and see if you like that or change your mind. So I know myself, I have my 50 Fury. I've started a monk, got him to the teens, and then I also started a necro that's really low level. I'm sure I will level all of those to 50 by the end of this expansion, and I also want to start a scout too. So I'll probably have 450s by the end of these 4 months. So yeah, there's so much to do, and I hope you guys have enjoyed Varsoon so far. And I hope if you did get to 50 and you've done some of these things, that's great. And I hope this gives you some aspects into things maybe you haven't done yet. If you enjoyed this video, I appreciate your likes, comment if there's things that you're doing that I missed maybe, and let me know what your experience has been like so far. If you like my content, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified when new content is available. I appreciate you all. I know it's been about a week since I've posted. I was actually out on business, but I'm glad to be back and making videos. I hope you guys are enjoying the content and enjoying EQ2 on Varsoon. Thanks for watching again, and I will see you later.